Hi Year 6 and welcome to Wednesday's maths lesson. So we're going to look at adding mixed number fractions today. So we've done adding and subtracting of fractions. We've looked at making the denominators equivalent. Today we're going to look at mixed numbers, which are where you have a whole number and a fraction together. To start us off, using the learning that we've already done this week, can you pause the video here and have a go at these 4 calculations? Okay, let's look at your answers then. So these are the answers that we should have got. The top 2 were quite straightforward in that they had the same denominator, and for the bottom 2 you would have had to change the denominator so that they were the same, looking at those common denominators. So hopefully, I've made a little error there, and I just put 1/2 instead of 1/20. Missed off my 0, but that's very important because it's a completely different answer. So well done if you got those right. Let's move on now to looking at mixed numbers. So these are the kind of calculations we're going to learn how to do today. So I've got 3 and 1/4, add 1 and 3/8. So both of these are mixed numbers, okay? A mixed number has a whole number and a fraction. So in this case, 3 1/4 it's got 3 whole ones and then a quarter, a little bit more. So there's more than 3, not enough for 4, okay? I'm going to talk you through how we're going to solve this. So, first of all, we are going to change our mixed number into an improper fraction. Now, an improper fraction is one where the numerator is greater than the denominator. Top number bigger than the bottom number. So over here, these proper fractions, this is the fractions we're used to, where the top number is smaller. An improper fraction, the top number is bigger, and a mixed fraction is where you've got a whole and a fraction together. So to turn this mixed number into an improper fraction, I have to think I'm working in quarters. So first of all, my improper fraction is going to end its denominator is going to be a 4, okay, because that's what we're working in, that's how many our whole is. So our first question we have to ask ourselves is how many quarters are there in 3 wholes? Now you might be able to immediately know the answer to that, and if you do, that's brilliant, but if you're not sure, I've got a visual here. So this is split into quarters, okay, how many quarters are there in the whole? Okay, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters in 1 whole. But I'm asking how many are there in 3 wholes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or the quicker way to do that would be 4 times 3. Okay, 4, the number of pieces we're working in, wholes, 4 in 1. So times that by 3, so 12. So that's 12 quarters in 3 wholes. I hope that you can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's that bit done. And then add the 1/4 that we've already got. So I had 12 quarters and 1 spare quarter, 13 quarters. Okay. So if I put that into steps, I would take this one, for example, 2 3/4. I would multiply the whole number by the denominator, okay, because 1 whole would be 4 quarters. I've got 2 wholes, so that's 8 quarters. And then I add the amount of quarters I had left over anyway, 8 add 3, 11 quarters. Okay, so that is how we change from a mixed number to an improper fraction. Before we go into adding, let's have a practice of this. So pause the video, think about the 2 examples I've just done with you, follow the 3 steps and try to convert these mixed numbers into improper fractions, and then come back and I will show you how. Hopefully you had a go at that. Let's do it together quickly. So 4 3/6. So we're working in sixths. So automatically I'm going to have a number of sixths. How many sixths would there be in 4 wholes? So I'm going to take 6, 1 whole, times it by 4. 6 times 4 is 24. I'm just going to jot that there so that I don't forget. And then I'm going to add the 3 that I already had. 24 add 3, 27. So as an improper fraction, 27 over 6, 27/6. But do the same here. So I already know I'm working in thirds. I'm going to have a 3 as my denominator. I've got 9 wholes. So in one whole, I would have 3. And I've got 9 lots of that. So I'm doing 9 times 3. 27, which I'm going to jot down there so I don't forget it. And then come back and add the 1 that I already had as the numerator. 27 add 1, 28. That becomes my numerator of my improper fraction. Okay, I hope that you got those right. If you're struggling a little bit with that, maybe rewind the video and watch the explanations again and make sure you're reading the steps at the same time. Now we know how to do that, we can come back to our addition. In order to add these, because they've got different denominators, if they had the same denominator, it would be easier. Because they've got different denominators, we are first going to convert our mixed number fraction into improper fraction and then subtract as we usually would. So let me talk you through that. Okay, let's get rid of this a minute so I can work it out. So converting to an improper fraction, I'm going to do my steps as before. I'm working in 4s, so it's going to be 4 at the bottom. I've got 3 wholes, so I need to do 3 times 4, it's 12, and I'll just jot it down so I don't forget. Then I'm going to add the 1 I had already. 12 add 1 is 13, so that becomes 13 over 4. And then this one, I'm going to be working over 8. 1 whole, so I've got 8. 1 times 8, 8, 8. Add this 3 that I had there, that's 11. Now, I still can't just go ahead and add because I've got different denominators. So now I need to remember my learning from the beginning of the week and give them the same denominator. So I know that the common denominator here is going to be 8 because 4 and 8 are both in the 8 times table. So I need to convert 13 over 4 into a fraction over 8. This is where it's tricky. There's a lot of steps today. We're bringing together different pieces of learning, but you can do that because it's just piecing together all of the things from the week. So if we remember how to convert it, I do 4 times what equals 8? 4 times 2. So I have to do the same to the top. 13 times 2 is 26. Okay, so then, now they're both over 8, I'm going to have no problem adding them. 26 add 11 is 37. So 37 over 8. Now, what we need to do really is convert that improper fraction back into a mixed number. So I'm going to show you how to do that next. So if I take this as an example, 12/5, if my answer is 12/5, to turn that back into a mixed number, I have to think, how many wholes can I make out of 12/5? Remember that 1 whole is 5/5. So inside 12, how many wholes are there? Okay, so essentially I'm doing 12 divided by 5. How many 5s are there in 12? There are 2 5s in 12. So 2 wholes. And that would be 10/5. 1 whole is 5/5. 2 wholes is 10/5. But I had 12. So it means I've got 2 left over. So that leftover one, that kind of remainder, goes as my numerator. And 12/5 would be 2 and 2/5 as a mixed number. Okay. Pause the video and have a go at converting these two things back into a mixed number. Okay, so remember, how many 4s are there in 18? How many you can make is your whole number, and any remainder is your numerator. Come back to me when you think you have worked those two out. All right then, how many 4s are there in 18? So there are 4 4s in 18, and 4 4s is 16, which means I've got 2 left over. So 4 2/4. You could simplify that to 4 1/2, and if you have, well done. Then this one, how many 7s are there in 52? I'm going to do my 7 times table. There are 7 7s. That will get me to 49. And then there are 3 left over. So it'll be 7 wholes and 3 7s. Okay, so there's a lot of skills in today's lesson. Let's go back and look at another question. So what I want you to do is try to work this out. Okay, you're going to have to, there's lots of things to do, as I said, but you can do each one. So just think about one step at a time. First, you need to convert them both into improper fractions. Then, in order to subtract them, you need to use your equivalent fraction knowledge and you find a common denominator, make sure the denominators are the same. Then you'll get an answer, and then if you can, convert that back into a mixed number. So it's quite a meaty calculation because there's quite a lot to do, but each step isn't too challenging. So pause me here and have a go, and then come back and see. Okay, well done if you gave this one a go, and well done if you've got an answer. Let's have a look together, work through it, and then you can go to your independent tasks. So first of all, we've got to make it into a improper fraction. So I'm going to say there's 6 wholes. I'm working in fifths. 6 times 5 is 30. Add the 3 that I had already, that's 33 fifths. This one, I'm in quarters. I've got 3 wholes, that's 12. Add the 3 I already had, that's 15. Now they've got different denominators, so I need to find a common denominator. Number that's in both the 5 and 4 times table is 20, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to work out how I can get to both of those. 5 times 4 is 20, so I'm going to have to multiply 33 by 4, which will be 132. Numbers are getting quite big, so it is a little bit trickier. 4 times 5 is 20, so I'm going to have to multiply 15 by 5. I know that's 75. And then I'm going to have to do 132, take away 75. I can do that in a column subtraction if I want to. Okay, so I can set it out like this and then do my exchanging as normal. Okay, 12 take away 5, 7. 12 take away 7, 5, 57. So 50, whoops. 7 over 20. And then if I'm going to convert that back into a mixed number, how many 20s have I got in 57? So how many wholes? I would have 2 wholes and 17 20ths. Now that's quite tricky, so hopefully I've got that one right, and hopefully you found that you came to the same answer. Like I say, it feels a bit tricky, but if you break it down, it really isn't. It's just everything that we've done so far. Your turn now to go off and choose your independent activity for today. There's an easier and a harder, as always. There is also an additional challenge. If all this feels a bit too tricky, there is an easier alternative, which is just practicing converting between mixed numbers and improper fractions. No taking or adding, just going between the mixed and the improper. So if you are a bit shaky, start on that. You can always move on, okay? Or you can just end with that and that's fine, okay? Remember, as always, if you've got any queries, please do email me and feel free to send through your work afterwards so I can see how you got on. Thank you for joining me. Good luck with it.